All right, Smell Good family, before we get started with today's video, man, Yeoman Layl. Yeoman Layl, to me, they are the top, inspired by Clone House with originals in the game. I have been experiencing the house for a little over a year, maybe even longer than that, but just countless incredible experiences. Their takes on their Louis Vuittons are amazing. Lovers is Love Again. Immensity is Impossible. Their take on Blue Talisman, Blue Spell is pretty good. Just a host of others that are outstanding. They do also have originals. They're probably sold out right now, but they will be, coming back in stock in waves. But the experience is great because they also set you up to get something free. All right, all you got to do is use the code DEDRICK10 after you spend up to $84.99 and get a free 10 ml of your choosing. So if you get a couple of discovery sets, a couple of 30 mLs, or a full 100 ml bottle, you can get you a free 10 ml about, something that you're curious about, and you might not be ready to pull the trigger, you just want to see what it's about. Well, get that free 10 ml by using the code DEDRICK10. So you have to hit the link in the description, and when you hit the link, it'll take you straight to you being set up to select your 10 ml, complete your purchase, and it'll take care of it at checkout. All right, so appreciate y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all with the support. When I was put on Yeoman Layl, I said, yo, people got to know about them. They got to know. And a lot of you guys have made your voices heard that, hey, Yeoman Layl is like that. So we got two more that we're going to discuss today. And boy, they just keep it rolling. Let's get to it. YouTube, what's going on, YouTube? What is going on? What's happening, man? Of course, it's your guy one more time, DEDRICKHICKSJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell Good family, hopefully everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. And as always, man, it's positive energy, it's positive vibes, and most importantly, it is positive vibes only. All right, so Smell Good family, we're here with more from our friends of Yeoman Layl. Super excited to tap in with what's on the agenda today. And one of the brands that I've been diving into is Boadicea the Victorious, and that was courtesy of Yeoman Layl. How, you may ask? Well, their inspired take on Blue Sapphire, which is called Neelam, is outstanding. I had never smelled anything like it, even coming from Yeoman Layl. I haven't even touched the original at that point, and it just opened up the rabbit hole, so to speak, of Boadicea. I've acquired 6 Boadiceas since smelling Neelam, and the quality, the blend, and that's how great Yeoman Layl is. For me, it's always to a point where I make a decision. And there's fragrances from Yeoman Layl that I have Yeoman Layls and I don't have the originals, and I'm not running fast to try to get them either. Like for instance, Louis Vuitton Lovers, I love that DNA, I love that fragrance. But Yeoman Layl take is scary. I'm talking 1-to-1, like for real, like and I just can't drive myself to buy Lovers at this point. Maybe at some point in time I'll be able to, I'll grab it. But Lovers is just holding it down, and Neelam did the same thing. So today, we have another Boadicea the Victorious remix or inspired take, clone, whatever word you want to use. We have another one from them, and I'm super excited to see what it's all about. All right, so let's tap in. From the house of Yeoman Layl, we have Sabs Yakoot. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Sabs Yakoot. I know I'm butchering that. I know I am. But the bottles from Yeoman Layl are always beautiful. The only thing for me with them is their tops. Like, they don't hold. Like, I wouldn't recommend holding these by the tops. But the bottles are heavy. Quality bottles. Great representation there. Here's the casing. Very nice slip-on casing from Yeoman Layl, fingerprints everywhere, but that's what you get there. Just kind of comes open just like that. A lot of people ask, well, how do you know what fragrance it is, bro? Well, they put the labeling on the side here, and that's how you're able to determine, which is which if you have a few Yeoman Layls. All right, so let's go ahead and get this on skin and let's see what we get. I'm super excited about this because I do have green sapphire in my cart. I have green sapphire in my cart. So I'm very happy and gracious and grateful that they sent this my way to see what's up. So let's get it on skin. One spray on my right hand. Let's get one in the air. I've heard, wow, okay. I've heard a lot of, whoa. I've heard a lot of great things about green sapphire from some of my friends and some of you guys out there who chime into the comments of the videos. And boy, I get this raspberry, this wood, these woods, this green vibe. The raspberry is very prominent. I love raspberry, especially done in a masculine blend. In the air, this smells like royalty, like king-like, like whoa, fantastic, like profile in the air. Smells outstanding. Let's see what we get on skin. Man, they just, man, beautiful raspberry woods. There's this green touch to the DNA, for sure. That's blending beautifully with the woods and the raspberry. And the raspberry is not candy like. It's not ultra fruity. No, it's very like a tart, it's a tart raspberry blending beautifully with these woods and this green. And I don't know if you get, I don't know what else you get in here. You know, I get like a spicy nuance to it as well. And again, I've never smelled green sapphire. I have a sample on the way, but I do have the bottle in my cart. I know it's the more polarizing scent from Boadicea, but now I see why. Now, in the vein of other fragrances that feature that raspberry kind of woods and leather type of vibe, but not a 1-to-1 to anything like coming off to me, at least from Yeoman Layl's version, okay? Now, again, I can attest how close it is to green sapphire. I can't. But if it's anything like Neelam, like I said, that Neelam from Yeoman Layl is 95% in the vein. Like, for sure. There's some subtle differences to the original, of course. And I'll never recommend an inspired take over the OG. Never, never. I will never do that. But you know, from what Yeoman Layl provides, the price that you pay and the quality that you get, until you experience, you'll never know what I mean by that. People have to say, bro, I see exactly what you mean now when you say the price you pay versus the quality that you get with these fragrances. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They're at the top of the chain for me. You know, there's a lot of great inspired takes and houses out there. Yes, for sure. But this is there. Yeah, it's very masculine. I love it. I love it. This is going to be great for the late fall, going into the winter time. You want to dress this up for sure. This ain't a sweatsuit or jeans and t-shirt type vibe at all. This is definitely dressing up. I'm not saying black tie. I'm not saying full-blown suit, but I'm talking like you're putting it on, going out to an event. Great for a cigar lounge for sure if you're hanging out with the fellas or taking your lady to a cigar lounge. You know, I have. Me and my lady have been to a very nice cigar lounges and just kind of kicked it. Oh yeah, it's getting even more kind of darker, woodier. The green aspects, the raspberry is still there, but it's kind of fighting. It's kind of fighting for its life. So I don't know what the differences are with green sapphire, but I would love to see how the raspberry reacts in that one. I'm going to find out what it is for sure. But this is nice, man. Let's go ahead and look into the notes of Sabs Yakoot. Like I said, I know I'm butchering that. Feel free to, you know, take a nosedive in the comments and let me know how bad I'm butchering it. You know, it be like that sometimes. I don't know if you're new around here, the Butcher Senior here reporting for duty. All right, so let's get to the notes here. From Yeoman Layl, top notes: raspberry, violet leaf, and saffron up top. In the mid, cashmere, okay, and pine needles. Pine needles. Okay, so that's definitely that green bomb. In the base, Atlas cedar and sandalwood combination definitely give off that woodsy vibe for sure. So the spices coming from the saffron for sure. So that's where my nose pick up. It's like violet leaf. I'm not the biggest fan of violet leaf, but this is what I'm finding out. And it was the same thing with mint. I couldn't do mint for a long time, but it was the quality and the blends. Mint on a designer scale, no. Violet leaf on a designer scale, no. On the niche scale, or apparently with how Yeoman Layl blends, I guess it's quality. So I ain't gonna say on the niche scale. I'm just gonna say quality, period. Quality and blends, period. Whether it's niche, whether it's designer, whatever. Independent, niche, independent designer, whatever. Like, it's the quality. And the violet leaf, I'm not picking up a lot of it, but I definitely know that it is blending with, at least right now, that raspberry, that saffron, and definitely those pine needles. Those pine needles and that cedar are really starting to elevate even more and more. Just curious, let's go to the notes of green sapphire, just kind of see. And normally they're kind of spot on from Yeoman Layl. I don't know if that's intentional or what. So, all right, so we do have a couple of differences here. All right, so I just read you the notes of Sabs Yakoot from Yeoman Layl, green sapphire clone, or inspired by. But this is what Profumo says about green sapphire. Main accords, woody, spicy, resonant, smoky, and green. Got it. Top notes, raspberry, saffron, violet leaf, and whiskey. In the heart, cashmere, cypriol, pine needle. And I am getting a cypriol vibe from this one as well. In the base, musk, atlas cedar, Indian sandalwood, moss, oud, amber, and vanilla. So some very different vibes there. So again, I'm not going to sit. If we're talking about quality and this being in the fragrance on its own, yes, it's really, really good. But how close is the green sapphire? I don't know. I will have to get back to you guys on that because I do have a sample on the way. And I'm looking forward to comparing it. And if green sapphire is as good as this, then I'm going to be having a real conversation about adding it to my collection. Again, does remind me and give me vibes of of the fragrances, of other fragrances. It does give me vibes of other fragrances that I do have in my collection. But that was nothing. I got Night of Love from Boudicca, and I love the Montebaco series. It was just the best version of that DNA I had ever smelled. Okay, so we're gonna get the sample in soon, and we're gonna rate this. Well, we're gonna do a side by side, and I'm gonna have a conversation. But just rating this on its own, this is a very, very good masculine, tart, fruity, woodsy, green, spicy DNA for the upcoming cool and colder months. You want to dress this up. If you're going out for a nice steak dinner, you're going out to a cigar lounge, you know, you putting it on. I'm not saying, again, tuxedo and full-blown three-piece suit. That's not what I'm saying. But you can go with a pea coat, maybe, you know, a nice sweater underneath it or a nice shirt underneath it, turtleneck, you know, a nice pair of slacks, a nice pair of boots, or a nice pair of dress shoes, or, you know, even some soft bottom sneakers or something like that, or however you want to do it. You know, styles and fashions go in all different directions, but you know, you just be you in the process. But this could definitely work, you know, in a lot of different situations, especially if you're going for that grown, mature, mysterious adult vibe. No doubt, this ain't for the youngins, this ain't for the youth. I'm not saying the youth and the youngins can't wear it, but you're talking 40 and up with this type of DNA, in my opinion. This stuff is really, really good, and I can't wait to see what green sapphire has to offer. But if it's anything like this, I'm already contemplating buying green sapphire. That's how good this is already. This is outstanding. It ain't gonna be for everybody. Don't get this based off me saying it's outstanding. Don't get anything from Yeoman Layl based off what I say. See for yourself. Get the discovery sets. They have one of the best discovery set offerings ever. It's ever one of the best. 10 ml, to get 5 or 6 of them for a beautiful price, and you can experience the house. So get some discovery sets and see. If you buy a full bottle, don't come. D said, and I spent my money. Yeah, keyword, you spent your money. D still kept it 100 and just talked about how he felt and how he experienced the fragrance. You know, don't come running around here, you know, blaming me for your purchase. Like, I'm just letting you know how I feel and what I'm recommending. Sample it and see for yourself. That's what I recommend. Sometimes it be like that. I blind buy more than I would like to. But I ain't blaming the reviewers who I love to watch. I ain't blaming Bowtie. I ain't blaming Ross. I ain't blaming EQ. I'm not blaming Elliot. I'm not blaming these guys, you know? I took a chance on my own. So you guys got to see for yourself. So I recommend getting the discovery sets. I recommend that. You know, even if you don't get the free 10 ml, because you have to spend up to $84.99. Okay, forego that. You still got 5 fragrances that you can try from the house, and then if you're ready to buy a bottle, then get your free 10 ml or what else you're interested in. That's what I would do. You know, that's what I would do. But back to this one, really, really, really good. Masculine, mature, not for everyone. And if this one is like this, then I am really looking forward to seeing what the OG really has to offer. All right, so from the house of Yom and Layl, we have Sabs Yakoot. I know I'm butchering that. And again, I know that I am butchering that. All right, so appreciate y'all for watching. We got more Yom and Layl on the way. I have a couple of others I'm going to be doing some first impressions on, and you know, kind of let you guys know what I'm thinking about it. The seasons are changing, so a lot more fall content, especially when we're talking from Yom and Layl in fall, winter content like fragrances like these. So excited to talk about a few others, and we'll be back really soon talking some Yom and Layl. All right, so let me know your experience with Yom and Layl. Let me know. I can't talk today. Let me know your experiences with Yom and Layl. Do you love them? Do you hate them? Are they mid? Are they cool? Whatever, it's cool. Like, it's no sweat off me. I'm not gonna lose no sleep at night whatsoever, you know, about your take on Yom and Layl. But it is really dope to see people find something that they like. That's my thing. People they found something they like. They enjoyed the brand. Some people say, D, I'm 12 and 14 bottles in. D, I have 7 discovery sets. Man, I can't believe I didn't know about this. I'm leaving this alone and this alone, and I'm staying with Yom and Layl. Like, those are, you know, that's dope. That's why, you know, I do this. You know, I make these videos of recommendations for people to try things, you know, especially when you're talking niche. Those Bold Editions are $500, $600, $1,100, $1,200, $1,400 fragrances. I think Green Sapphire is like $1,000 retail. You can get it online for like $500. But Yom and Layl has a great take on it, maybe, allegedly, because I haven't smelled Green Sapphire. So that's a bad example with this one. But, you know, for $84.99. Bold Edition of Victorious is an $1,100 fragrance. $300 to $500 online, depends on where you're looking. But Neelam is $84.99. I didn't need the Blue Sapphire, but I was so blown away by Neelam, I had to try Blue Sapphire. And then when I did, yo, Yom and Layl did a very great job on Neelam. But that OG, man, salute. But that's another story. But yeah, check out the brand, see for yourself. Let me know what you guys are thinking, whether you love them or not. It's cool. Take advantage of that free 10 ml. Dedrick 10 at hit the link. Get your fragrance. Check out Dedrick 10 to get the 10 ml for free. All right. Hit the link. Every time I drop a video saying that, y'all bull rush me saying it ain't working, D. Did you hit the link? Oh, my bad. All right, I'm good. Cool. All right. So till next time, be cool. We say take care of yourselves. It's positive energy, it's positive vibes only. And as always, baby, splack it up, splack it down, splack that thing all around. And remember, what you put onto this world is exactly what you are going to get back. I appreciate y'all for sure. I guess we'll start doing this. People want to know what be on the sides of my hats every video. What are you doing? So this is just a customary, all black, Los Angeles, well, black and white Los Angeles Dodger A-frame. I got the gray build up top, and on the side today we have the patch. You got the 100 years of the Dodgers. You got Nipsey Hussle representing LA, and then you got the Black Panther decal. Now some of y'all are saying, why is the Black Panther decal on the Los Angeles Dodgers hat? Go back and watch the first movie. They did make a stop in Compton. They did make a stop in Compton, California, and around the Los Angeles area. So that's why it's on there. So I customize my own hats. All right, no, I didn't buy these hats with the pins. The patch came with it, but the pins, I customize them. All right, so I find it very cool that y'all want to know what's up with what's going on with the side of my hat. All right, so see y'all next time. Appreciate y'all. Splacker.